What's up, everybody? I'm gonna get this intro right one day, but it's okay. It is all right. We're gonna get this thing together one day. But what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Without Limits podcast, conversations with CJ
and Jay.
What's up, Jay? What's going on? We're gonna get this intro right one day. We're gonna get it right. But until then, y'all gonna have to deal with the bloopers as we record. Praise be unto our God. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on?
Nothing. I have been busy. Bit busy.
I can feel you on that.
Yeah.
I can feel you on that. Life is life.
Yeah, the Lord is kind.
He is kind. He is. He is. But listen, we are going, first of all, for all of y'all that are watching, thank y'all for watching. We appreciate you. Even for those of you all that hopefully this is not your first episode that you're watching, because we're like 4 episodes in, right? 3,
this
4.
is the fourth
This
one.
the fourth one? Yeah, we 4 episodes in. So I hope you all done caught the first 3. But if not, you still got time to watch. But while you're watching, make sure you do subscribe. And listen, I'm not going to go through all the places that we are that you can find us. You can find it in the comments and in the description wherever you're listening or watching. So you look through that. But make sure you do follow us and on all of our social media sites. But we're going to get right straight into this conversation, Jay.
Oh, we're getting straight into it.
Ain't no point of going all around the mulberry bush. We might well just get into it.
All right.
All right. So we have been in this conversation talking about music.
Yes, we have.
Right. And I think we hit some crazy points that you got on me a little bit because I was starting and I was stopped. So
man, cause you was bothering me, bro. like how you gonna open it up and then close it?
So let me tell you. So I know we talked about, the Beyonce song, how she sampled, Clark Sisters or whatever. I think we can bypass that conversation. I think we've done that. But I know one of the things I want to talk about concerning music, and I don't know if you watched it, but even if you didn't, I'm pretty sure you saw the clips of the Stellars. That's why I want to talk about the Stellars. Can we talk about the Stellars for a second? Just for a second, for a few minutes. My
goodness.
The Stellars.
I was actually out there.
You were out there. You was out there.
I was out there that weekend, and it was. I enjoyed myself. I really had a good experience out there. Okay. I didn't actually make the actual show.
Okay.
But I saw the show on TV.
Okay.
All of the other events that that was out there, I did a couple of artist showcases. Okay. And they were pretty cool.
I know it's a lot going on during Stellar's weekend.
Yeah. But even out there, because it was in Atlanta this year, it was a lot going on, period. They had like 3 different events the same weekend. Yeah. So it was very busy out there.
I think my pastor was out there that weekend too.
Yeah, I think he was. I think I saw him on a flyer. Yeah. I said, oh, I need to go there. Yeah. But of course, I'm with other people.
Yeah, he was at a midnight musical. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I saw him.
He told me it was a long evening, but he made it through. Yeah. But yeah, I want to talk about the Stellars though, because I saw some clips. Because ain't no cable in my house, so we don't watch. I'm not able to watch the full thing unless I watch it on YouTube. But I did see some clips off, the Stellars, and I think we talked about this when the progression of where music is going possibly. Yeah. And I don't want to say gospel music. I'm gonna just say music in general because I think it all falls under one umbrella. And what do you think about? What do you think about that? Because I'm not gonna hold you back. I'm gonna go
You're
ahead.
not gonna hold me
I'm not
back.
gonna hold you back. I'm gonna let you do what you do.
My thoughts on specifically the Stellar Awards. It felt like the BET Awards to me.
Really?
It really did. Like because I didn't see the actual BET Award show, but it was a lot of, and I have nothing against gospel rap or anything, because it's only like maybe 1 or 2 gospel artists that I listen to or care to have an ear for. Yeah. But everybody had dancers.
See, I was gonna mention that. I was wondering about the dancer part.
It just felt like, and I understand this is the entertainment industry. Of course, entertain. That's what. But there used to be a time where you would look at these award shows and you can tell whether you were watching secular, like the BET Awards versus the Stellar Awards.
I remember a time where Glory went up at the Stellar Awards.
Yes.
Man, I remember those particular. I'll go back and still watch those particular clips at times.
And there are some amazing like artists. Like some of the artists that I enjoyed when I watched, they were doing the small stages. They weren't on the main stage.
Okay.
Like, I love Maverick City and Kurt Franklin, but it was starting to feel more commercialized now. And even some other artists I'm not going to name, but it really felt commercialized.
So let me ask this question, since we're on the subject of performing. Do you think that we have music, or those of us that are in the arena of singing, I'm going to say that, the arena of singing, have we moved to a place of performing more than just being in a place of ministering? I mean, have we moved from the place of where we just perform we got a Sunday, Sunday, we got to perform. And mind you, some of us got like 2-3 engagements or gigs or 2 or 3 stops we go to every Sunday. So are we performing? Like, are we just booking a performance, or are we actually doing ministry? In your opinion, because this is a conversation, we ain't,
In my opinion, it seems as if that is the case, in my opinion.
What can we do to come from that place, though? Because I feel like, I don't know, is it because of what we're seeing? Because of those who are out here that are releasing music, and we're going with what we hear, and we like what we hear, and we like the move that's happening? Or should we? I mean, I'm just like, what should we do? Now, me on a personal preference, and I want your answer. Me on a personal level, I feel like we have lost that ministry aspect of, when it comes down to the music. And I'm talking about our particular arena that we sing in. We've lost that ministry because we're so busy about the almighty dollar. We got to get paid.
And I don't think it's per se the dollar.
Okay.
I think it is, how when you first start, you just creating music to give God glory, right? And then now you are at a place where you have an opportunity to release music to the world on a bigger platform. And then if you are a signed artist, like signed by different labels, these labels give you stipulations. And with these stipulations, it's like, okay, now it's not, I'm creating now out of obligation and not out of my heart. And that's what it seems. That's what it seems like to me.
So it's in the sense of where, because of the fact that we're getting this performance thing, is because they're under a label?
Either they're under a label, or they just feel like we have to release this because, it's a certain time and you don't want to lose momentum. And I'm like, if this is what God called you to do, you're not going to lose momentum.
Right. So I feel like we've lost the entity of, I'm not going to say we lost the entity. I'm going to say it like this. Where is God in this? That's the question. Because I feel like if we are singing to him, singing about him, singing for him, then where he at in the equation?
Yeah. I mean, even though you're saying, God and whatnot, is he really there?
That's
because we can say his name.
That's a question mark right there.
We can say his name all we want, but is he really there?
You know what's crazy for me? I'm the type of writer, because when I write songs talking to him. I don't really write songs talking about him. Yeah. Now, that's a touchy subject a little bit. But my question would be, like, I thought the songs that we sing are supposed to be to him, so to speak. Majority of the songs that we have, or the majority of the songs that when we talk about singing gospel music or singing Christian, whatever genre you want to talk about when it comes out into the gospel arena.
I was just about to say, like, if you look at the history of gospel music, it is not no longer being called gospel music. It's called contemporary now.
Oh, we're just straight contemporary?
Yeah, unless you are saying Jesus and singing about the gospel is not being called gospel. If you just look at your phone at Apple, and in a whatever phone you have, God bless the Androids too and the others.
No shade.
No shade.
My
However,
God.
I am a part of the apostolic ministry. Amen. Apostolic, huh? Yes. Anyway. You are good with that. But no shade to anybody. But still, like if you look at, wherever you look at the music, if you look up gospel music, you may see like the old James Cleveland and the old originators of gospel, and then you look at contemporary, then you're starting to see more of us fall under contemporary. You see Kirk Franklin along with Hillsong, Maverick City, and all of that. You're starting to see that under contemporary now. So it's like, okay, why is it being called contemporary? We're not singing the gospel of Jesus Christ anymore. We're singing about who he is, and which is, nothing wrong with, singing about who he is, because we want to let people know who he is.
Of course.
However, I feel like we're stepping away from the gospel, and I think that's why the Lord has me writing songs the way that I do. It's different.
Yeah.
Some people get it. Some people don't, it's okay.
But I feel like with that being the case, I feel like some of us who are genuinely about the gospel or genuinely about reaching the attention of God, I feel like those remnant of people are, they're beneath all of this right now.
You're right, because I want to be in the background, but the Lord I would rather
have
sit
Jesus
in the background
than silver or gold. I'm sorry,
but that too. No, but legit,
for real, because I don't want to be in the forefront.
I don't.
I would be a glorified background singer. I would be a cold tenor singer. You hear me? Y'all need a tenor?
I sing tenor too.
Listen,
they don't want to let me be great.
No. Dexter, where you at, sir? I'm gonna call you out.
They on their way to
when you watch this, understand. She better not never. Nah, never.
I sing tenor too.
Be on that tenor section. We need her with that tambourine and that hair flipping. Oh, okay. Moving on. Yes.
Call me out there.
Yes, absolutely. And I meant what I said. Yes.
That is not how I do it. Anyway, as we were saying.
Yes, but no, for real, I would be a glorified background singer. I really would. But unfortunately, that's not the case for us.
Yeah.
We've been called to the forefront. And it's crazy. So here's another question for you. What do you do, or how do you cope with everything that you see around you but at the same time, like, you feel this bubbling inside you, like, God, you gave me these songs. You're giving me all these songs, but you see all this stuff that's going on. Everybody out here just doing what they doing, which is great, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But what about, quote unquote, the underdogs that are out here just writing, and they're really trying to glorify you, and they can't? It's like their sound is beneath all of the other noise, which may be good noise, but I'm just saying it's just the other noise. Like, how do you cope with that? Or how are we able? I'm gonna say we, because I feel like we sit in the same category when it comes down to that. How do we cope with that? Because it's hard.
It's very hard.
It's frustrating. To me, it's frustrating because I'm like, God, you get literally. I was. What was this? Thursday. This Thursday, literally, God told me, do not do anything until I tell you.
Man.
Do not do anything until I tell you. And then at Bible study, we went to Bible study. During Bible study, it was a moment where they would, the man of God that was preaching, we had a moment of exit, and literally God gave me a song in that moment. I'm like, God, for real?
Don't you listen? Don't you hate that? You trying to listen to what the people of God, that's literally how I wrote I was sitting at Greater Harvest, and preacher was preaching so good. I'm like, yes, that's it. And then I hear this song and I'm like, oh my God, my phone dead. I can't write it down. Really, God, if this really you, give it to me later. And I'm like, really, I just want to hear what he's saying.
You told me to not do anything, and I get a song on the same. What? How do you cope with that? How do you cope with that?
It's hard. It is very hard, especially when you are writing lyrics and you're trying to do your best. Man, if I can play what I hear,
that part,
because
the struggle.
I don't know how it is for you, but when I write music, I hear the arrangements in my head.
Absolutely.
And I'm writing like, oh yeah, that sounds good. And I'm like,
and then when you get to somebody that try to help you arrange it, they don't play it the way you want it to.
Exactly.
And then you be frustrated, but then you be like, okay, you know what? You got to come to this word. Have to come to this place called compromise.
Yeah, and I'm like, at this point, like the single I have now, 100% was not supposed to be that way.
I understand. My very first single was the same way. My very first single, More Like You, it was not the way that I wanted to. I wanted it was supposed to be a different vibe, a different type of thing or whatever. And let me put this out there. We're not bashing anybody that helped us get the songs out. We're not doing that at all. It's just that when we had a sound in I had a sound in my mind or whatever, and it got, quote unquote pushed aside, thinking that it was going to be a better sound with whoever I worked with. And it's like, okay, cool. All right, fine. But it's like, that's not what I wanted. Yeah. And I think that if I did it the way that I wanted to, granted, I feel like I would be more confident in who I am as a singer to actually do it, because I'm trying to be good. But I feel like the intimidation of certain people that that want to work with you, or you work with them, it's like, yo, I'm not a spring chicken out in these streets.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why this music thing is like really, really crazy.
And just for me, my experience with some people, like you said, you want to tell them, I'm not new to this. I'm really not. I've been doing this since, whatever. Exactly. Just as a background.
Exactly.
And now that God is calling me out and I'm trying to do this and trying not to be discouraged, because they're like, no, this is how you do this and this is how you do that. I know how to do it. Just do what I say. It will be all right. And
say that part again. Do what I say.
Because at the end of the day, I wrote this.
At the end of the day, I wrote it.
The Lord gave it to me.
And then on top of that, I'm the ninja paying you.
That part.
Oh, we're not going to talk? Oh, okay. The saints. We're going to take a moment of silence for the saints. Yeah.
But that's the 100% truth. It's like, man, like you get frustrated and then you get frustrated with waiting on people, working on their timelines. Yeah. And it's like, okay, what's going on? Yeah. Because I've been waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting.
But I feel like in this season, and I don't want to flow in this capacity because it's gonna be trying to be good. But in this season, I do. No, I'm serious. In this season, I still believe that those of us, and this is not just talking about myself, talking about you, talking about anybody that understands what we're talking about, that I feel like the season of those of us that feel like we are silenced or cannot be heard, it's about to be over. It's about to be over because of the fact that in all of this time, that we've been going through, especially on this pandemic and all this other stuff, we've been working. We've been working. We've been writing. We've been searching. We've been getting things in order and trying to make sure this is that. Oh, believe you me, that season is coming to an end. And when we break out that shell, and when those of everybody else break out that shell,
I agree.
The Stellas might come back to where it used to be.
Maybe.
I said might. But you know one thing that I will say about, I heard something, I think it was a video that Prince everybody was sharing about Prince. Prince said something. He said the music industry is ran by executives and ran by, people that don't play an instrument. Mm-hmm. They don't play an instrument. They don't know nothing about instrumentation. They're not singers. They're just, people that feel like they whatever sounds good to them. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that gave me so much revelation, because it's like that makes sense to me, because it's probably the reason I never want to just go deeper into the music industry, because I feel like y'all will never understand me of who I am, and I might not sound good to you, so y'all might not move forward with me, and I'm okay with that. So I'll be an indie artist forever.
Yeah, absolutely,
forever. So
yeah.
But let me ask this question. Random thought. Let's go. Random thought. If you had a choice outside of gospel music,
okay,
what other genre would you be singing?
Jazz.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Really?
Jazz or neo soul.
Okay.
Because I'm not a squaller.
Okay.
Even though I can sing high, I have range. I can sing all three. Sometimes even, highest soprano, like first soprano, second soprano, mezzo.
But what kind of jazz though? Like, would you do like Lena Horne, Ella Fitzgerald type jazz?
Yeah, like Ella Fitzgerald.
So you may not be able to scrawl, but you can scat. Yeah,
like it was a requirement in high school when I did become a part of the choir as a class. So do bop bop, do that out, and yeah.
I taught myself how to scat.
Yeah,
I did, and then it rolled into tongues.
Yeah, that's probably that's probably why. Honestly, that's probably why I don't even try and scat anymore, because it really does.
I did. I just start. Oh, that's why I stopped scatting, because I start going into a tongue. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know.
That's why literally in college I would practice. Like, we did a lot of big band jazz, and there's like maybe one song out of the concert they'll have a singer. So the singer that was a part of the jazz band, she would start singing and everything, and I would practice with her, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that, because I would literally hear myself in my head going in a full tongue, and this is not that type of party.
No. Read the room. Yeah, I would probably say the same. For me, if I didn't sing gospel music, I would definitely do neo soul. Because I feel like for me, neo soul, I can vibe out really, 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 really strong. And you know what's crazy? Jill Scott got me into that.
Really?
Yeah, listening to Jill Scott really got me into that. I think she was like the first person. Her, India Arie. Then I flowed into John Legend. Then I got into John Legend. But John Legend's still R&B, but he got them little.
He got the flair.
Them ballads that I like.
I love Lettucey.
Let me tell you something. She can sing to me anytime. I love her. I love her range.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I actually saw her sing. I love her. The way she. I'm gonna use the word paints her songs.
Yes.
I love the way she paints
her and Chrisette Michele.
Yes.
I like. Chrisette Michele is my all-time favorite artist ever. Like, I love her. Like, you can hear whatever she's singing about. You can hear, like, if she's talking about pain, you can hear that pain in her voice. It's like screeching. It's like, I love it. Yeah. It's a really good thing. So I listen to her all the time.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. So I think if I wasn't singing gospel, I would definitely be neo soul. Excuse me. I've actually written some R&B like songs, and just Yeah, rebuke me later. I gave them away.
Why?
Yeah, I was new in writing. I just, joined.
I would never give them away. I probably wouldn't sing them, but I would sell them to somebody.
Yeah, like, I wasn't thinking that. Oh. I wasn't thinking that at all.
You did a Twinkie Clark.
Oh, you petty. No. I just wasn't, At that time, I didn't think of myself as a songwriter.
Yeah, understood.
So I was like really, really. I was still in high school when I wrote it. So
understood. I remember one of the songs that I wrote. Actually, one of the first songs I ever wrote was actually recorded. Lish recorded it.
Okay.
Off her album, "If You Say You Love Me."
If you say that, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I wrote that.
If you talk to me,
yeah. Brian rearranged it, but I did write it. And I remember writing that. I wrote that when I was like 17.
Okay.
Literally. I was sitting I was like maybe young, probably like 15, 16. But I wrote that. But I heard God talking to me in my ears, and I was just like, he was like, if you say you love me, why don't you talk to me? If you say you love me, why don't you?
That song.
Yeah. If you call me your savior, you call me your Lord, you call me your master.
Man.
But why do I feel that you don't love? Yeah. Back then I was like, these are things, what is this?
And that song, that could be a song that could be switched into an R&B song.
Absolutely.
Speaking of that, because last episode you asked me what song, what R&B song or secular song that would take me into worship.
Yeah.
So I know I couldn't think of one really good, but throughout the week, I don't know. It's crazy how the Lord be doing this. I was doing a short road trip.
Okay.
And NSYNC came on, right?
NSYNC.
Yes, NSYNC. That was my favorite boy band.
Okay.
Everybody knows that grew up with me. I loved NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Absolutely.
Loved
them.
You
couldn't listen to one without the other. That's just my opinion.
So NSYNC came on. And this song, I guess it's a wedding song.
Okay.
It's This I Promise You.
Okay.
When the visions surround you, bring tears to your eyes. I was like, wait a minute. Is it? I think Justin was singing this part. I'll be your strength. I was like, yes, Lord, and I will take. Yes, Lord, you are my arms. He gonna take me in his arms. Yes, Lord.
Yes.
That's a worship song. I promise you. If they wasn't talking about, if later on they didn't say baby, without you in my life, baby, that would be a worship song.
That thing will send you in.
Yes.
Lift your hands. Lift them. Lift them dirty hands.
Lift them.
Lift them up.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a worship song.
That is. Listen, we can go down and listen, call some other songs out that'll send you over there.
Yeah.
But then I had to realize some songs, they not about worship. But there, okay. Moving on. Yeah. So when it pertains to music, I'm gonna hit a different genre real quick, and then it's gonna be a quick episode tonight.
Okay.
Or today, this morning, whenever you're watching. Worship music. I'm gonna say worship music, and the reason why I say worship music is because we know the songs that will take us to that place, that place. What was that one song? And maybe still is now. I'm not talking about anything right now in this particular generation, but I'm talking about that song that even now that you hear it from back then, you hear it now, it takes you there. Like, what was that song, or what is that song that would just take you there?
Are we saying because you're saying worship music?
I'm saying worship. I'm literally saying in the contemporary.
Okay.
Yeah, in the arena that we sing in now.
Okay.
What is that song that right now it don't have to be nothing that we know now up to date.
Okay.
I'm talking about something like back in the day. Like if you hear that back in the day song, that thing will still send you overboard. What is that song?
Believe it or not, if it's sang correctly, that is the key. Sang correctly. If it's sang correctly, okay. Alpha and Omega.
Israel?
Yes.
Okay.
Israel and New Breed.
Okay.
Alpha and Omega is one of them.
I used to love watching the video.
I've never seen the video.
I used to love watching the video. Okay. I used to love watching the video.
They have new music coming out. I'm very excited about that.
New Breed?
Yes, Israel and New Breed.
For real?
They have new music coming out.
I'm excited.
It's on pre-order.
Okay.
Right now.
I'm excited.
This is. They are not sponsoring this episode, but if they want to,
they sure can. I
mean, feel free.
Listen, we will.
We speak it.
We will promote all of you.
Hallelujah. But no, they do have new music coming out, and I'm excited about that.
Okay. So for me, the one song if I hear now will send me overboard. I'm just a worshiper. So no pun intended.
We know.
No pun intended.
That's the name of his.
No pun intended. No pun intended. That was not a
just a worshiper. Okay.
Yeah, stop it. You know what? God's Property.
Which one?
This was God's Property. Literally the album God's Property.
Yeah, which one?
I've gone through the fire and I've been through the flood.
Yes!
And you'll never put more on you than I can.
Yeah.
Listen, I used to listen to that song literally every day after choir class.
Really?
After choir class. Because he'll let us listen to our own music. Like maybe 10, 15 minutes. Our music teacher let us listen to our own music about 10, 15 minutes before we go to our next class. That was the one song I always played. Either that, I got another one, Be Grateful, Walter Hawkins.
Yeah.
They done transitioned that song to a funeral song, but that song there got weight. I'm so serious.
I have never heard that at a funeral.
My God. Maybe because I had to sing it. Oh, okay. Yeah. They done listen.
See, I'm a lyricist.
That's what I'm saying.
And
yeah, you ponder on that.
God has not. Okay. All right. Nope. Not at my funeral.
Yes.
No.
Yes. So Be Grateful was another one of my favorites.
I have another one.
Go ahead.
What's a few of them? But T.D. Jakes, Potter Hearts Choir, Manifest.
I feel like I know that.
Pregnant Possibilities.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that thing was sent you overboard.
It was. If it's sang, it has to be sang correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. He there's another one of his called Majesty.
Yes.
Your Majesty.
Yes.
That thing, Your Majesty. Had to pull that thing out for a Sunday service.
I worship you. Yeah. In the beauty of holiness.
They don't know about that.
Yes.
They don't know about that.
Yes.
They don't know about that. That thing will send you overboard.
It will.
But it has to be sung right.
Definitely.
It has to be sung right.
I may want to pull those out for my own.
You need to. Them things still got weight on them.
They do.
That thing still got weight on them.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's all we got for right now for this particular conversation of the
for
music.
This one?
Yeah. You got somebody you want to talk about? We got something else we talk about.
I think we're going to enlist some friends to come
help us out
next week.
We need to.
Well, next time we record.
Yeah, we need to. We need to get some other folks involved in this.
Yeah, I tried to get your wife to, participate, but you said her spirit.
Her spirit ain't. She's a little tired. She had to work with the children today. She had to work with the children today.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, they did a little car wash today. So she been,
so
her spirit ain't right. She a little tired.
Yeah.
I need her spirit to be a little upright. I'm sorry, we're recording right now. You can't be talking.
Listen, this music, music, we can talk about music all day.
We
and
can.
I'll be good.
We can.
It's different. Like, okay, so I know we kind of touched on it last episode.
Okay.
Let's see how much. Yeah, we kind of touched on it last episode.
Okay.
The whole comment about being Christian and not listening to secular music.
Right. Like you can't be a Christian and listen to.
What are your thoughts on that?
You talking to a person that don't listen to Christian music all the child. I went to work. No, when I used to go to work, I had a whole playlist. A whole playlist. And I literally, every time I was on my way to work, it was this one playlist that I had to play. The very first song was Michael Jackson, Leave Me Alone.
Leave me alone.
Listen! I was going hard in the paint on the... That was the first one. You don't want to hear what the other ones was. The first one. I don't care what you know if not. Listen. Oh, okay.
That's the introverting.
I'm sorry, child. That thing, listen. They said I was an atmosphere. That was my atmosphere setting. Leave me alone. Listen, I screamed that thing. Listen, I could have broke windows in my car. Just leave me alone. Listen. And they give you that beat too.
Yeah.
That I'm just listen.
Yeah.
That's a worship song. They don't even know it.
Yeah. My thoughts on that comment though is because people get married, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not married, so maybe I know you married. So when people get married, they listen to gospel music all the time.
I'm sorry, none of our songs that we walked in on was nothing holy. Well, maybe the renewal was, but the first we had R. Kelly singing.
My God.
My Lord.
My God.
In other news.
I was trying to hold it in. I really was.
In other news.
But so that's my thing. So why say the comment, how can you be a Christian and still listen to secular music?
I feel like I get it. I understand because from the perspective that I've heard from is because we have 1, 2, 3, about 4 different gates. I can say it like that, 4 different gates. And one of our gates is the ears.
Absolutely.
And so what you hear can penetrate a lot. Yeah. So I get it. I understand. Now, granted, if you got music that be like, I'm going to commit homicide within the next 2
years. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
You should definitely guard your hearing, seeing, and what you say. Yeah, yes, guard your heart.
All of those gates, you guard. I get it. But you talking about we can't listen to just promise. You love me, especially. What is wrong?
Which was flipped to a gospel song.
Right. Come on. Okay. Yeah. So it's like I feel like we making matters too deep. I feel like, and whatever you listen to, we all have our own personal conviction.
Yeah.
That's one thing I always believe. We all have our own personal conviction. What you don't want to listen to, okay, cool, okay, fine. But don't put your personal conviction or throw your personal conviction on somebody else. Because just because you don't listen to quote unquote jazz or country and all the other stuff, okay, cool, I respect that. But prime example, I have a friend, one of my best friends. They listen. He said one of his favorite people is Nate Dogg. He loved listening to Nate Dogg. I can't listen to Nate Dogg like that, but he listened to Nate Dogg. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's his preference.
That's his preference.
Yeah.
So it's like at the end of the day, as far as with that comment, just to give you an answer, I don't agree with that comment. I don't. I mean, I agree to disagree, if we can say it like that. But I don't agree with that because I feel like what you listen to is what you listen to. And like I said, certain stuff we just should not listen to. I do agree with that. Yeah. There are certain things that we should.
Definitely.
There is a lot of stuff that we should not listen to because they're crazy.
They are.
Just cray-cray. And
that stuff can transfer.
And it can transfer. So, but no, I don't agree with the fact that if you're a Christian or whatever, you should only be listening to Christian music. Like I said in the last episode, Mahalia or Shirley is in my bedroom. that's not being played.
Right. Amen.
That's none of that's been. I'm sorry. They are in the house of God, but no. I wish. Moving on. I want to talk to the person.
I'm trying to behave this episode.
We're trying to see the chords. Okay,
no, I was trying to. Because I seem like we laugh every episode.
We do.
I'm trying.
We got to be serious. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I don't think that's gonna happen though.
Cause we gonna laugh.
We real.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
because
real.
It's like, why is it that y'all? We just gotta just. I'm sorry. I don't really believe that we just gotta keep listening to. I mean, I get it. Maybe we gotta practice what we're gonna do on the other side. I don't know, but no. I'm just this. That's not my conviction. My conviction is as long as it ain't triggering me to do anything sin. Violent, triggering me to sin, triggering me to do anything outside of what the Bible says, I don't see that being a problem. And that's just real talk. I don't see that being a problem.
I agree.
I don't. And hopefully, I hope, whoever is saying that or putting that in people's ears, I hope they get convicted for that, because I'm like, you are literally setting people up.
Or bring some clarity. Because honestly, we only saw a clip. We don't know what the entire message was. We don't. So,
but yeah, it's like, now here's the one that I do agree with, because I believe that it was said in the sense of where playing it in the house of God.
Yeah, that, like, I don't understand. Okay, so we talked about Beyonce last episode, right? So it seemed to me that the same people that was mad at her using, the song, the gospel song, sampling the song, they are the ones playing the song before that church girl song, "Break My Soul." You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. They playing that
faithfully in
the house.
Faithfully. Okay.
Make it make sense.
I'm gonna leave. We're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna have to leave that alone, because we're gonna go over our time.
Right.
We have to leave that alone.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna leave that alone.
So hopefully next episode we'll have some friends.
We gotta bring some people on this. We have to, because I feel like there's more opinions that need to be shared than just ours.
Absolutely.
And more conversations that need to be shared on this more than ours. So I definitely want us to bring a couple people on, if we can, for the next episode. But as of this point, we good on this conversation. I think we can wrap it on up.
Yeah. So thank you for tuning in with the Without Limits podcast. Conversations with CJ and Jay. Okay.
Peace, y'all. Love y'all. We out.